All right, your American Public Transportation Association. This is a standard air supply, air storage system, periodic inspection and maintenance. You have your frequency of conduct in Chapter 1, Chapter 2, requirements, specifically task, material, tool, safety, personnel, protective equipment, training requirements, inspection, maintenance procedures, 2.6, correction of deficiencies. Then participants, introduction, air supply and air storage system, periodic inspection made with the frequency of the conduct. Periodic inspection made with the task of the air supply with the air storage system shall be performed with a regular schedule of the term of the rail transit system. Frequency of any of the tasks contained within the periodic inspection maintenance system should comply with the applicable federal, state, and local regulation. Further, in conduct of the rail transit system periodic inspection maintenance program, the frequency of the individual task should be established based on the number of additional factors included but unlimited or of the original equipment manufacturer recommendation, industry experience by the operating environmental condition, historical data, performance requirement, failure analysis, railway transit system testing and experience and reliability center maintenance programs. 2. Requirements and specific tasks. Ensure that the equipment is secure against the uncovered movement of the according with the rail transit system safety instruction before commencing an inspection maintenance procedure. Warning: compressed air can be hazardous with relief of the appropriate ion face protection meeting the ANSI standard plus for the other protective equipment that is approved with the rail transit system should be worn. Be alert for the airborne particle noise. Refer to the original equipment manufacturer. Serve the beginning with the disassembling with any of the part of the air system. Ensure the air system safely depressurized. Disconnecting pressurized line will cause solid particles to deposit within the line, become uncontrollably propelled, will also cause the air in line and to whip randomly as the air escapes. Warning: when performing work on an air compressor, follow the rail transit system procedure to prevent air compressor from starting. Warning: when handling air filters, descend where appropriate personnel and protective equipment to dispose of the material with accordance with the rail transit system rules and regulation. Warning: use only cleaning product with the lubricants proven to safety authorized by the rail transit system consult with the original equipment manufacturer material safety data sheet references for suitable either separate or application to prevent personal injury to damage of the equipment. Alright, 2.1 materials. Consumable material for each of the filter for the descent of the O-ring for the air compressor for the lubricant will be required by the original equipment manufacturer for the specification with respect to the consumable materials recommended to replacement intervals. Tools. The following tools remain normally required with addition standard tool that are required by personnel. Properly calibrated, suitable label, the air pressure gauge of the ASME grade 2A or better as specified by the original equipment manufacturer leak detection system. Devices set 2730 safety, personal protective, appropriate personal protective equipment, meeting ANSI standards is required with the rail with the transit system worn at all times, performing the inspection and maintenance tasks. 2.4 training. Training requirements. The rail transit system and their contract shall develop the SQ the training program to provide employees with the knowledge and skill necessary to safely perform the task outlined in the standards. 2.5 inspection maintenance procedure. For the following instruction for the original equipment manufacturer, maintenance manual must be referred with the torque values, condemning limit, the clearing measurement, the specific methodology. Devices must be cleaned for proper inspection. Instruction cover the visual inspection, adjusting of the change of the consumable manufacturer, consumable material functional list for the type of the air supply storage, the amount of the rail transit vehicle, the form of the procedural will be able to do the design variation method of resolution deficiencies covered with the performing of these structure amended with each of the rail transit with the conjunction with the original equipment manufacturer, documentation, inspection, maintenance process for the respect of the interval of deficiency, resolution of the deficiency should be done in a comprehensive manner to create a useful database which will enhance the reliability accountable to the process. Alright, 2.5.1, your air compressor. Inspect with the air compressor assembly with the mount of the damaged crack. 2. The inspect with the vibration of the mount of the deterioration. 3. Inspect with the air compressor pump with the associated fitting for the evidence leak or damage. 4. Replace all gaskets, O-rings, seals, intervals recommended with the original equipment manufacturer or as operating condition requires. 5. Inspect all mounting hardware such as bolts, nuts, washers, retaining mechanisms for proper attachment. 6. Inspect protective screens, guards for damage for the proper attachment. 7. Clean, inspect aftercooler, intercooler for corrosions for the damage fitting of the coils. 8. Check the fan damage, such as the bent missing blade with the security attachment. 9. Inspect the drive belts for the damage where proper attention. 9. Inspect motor compressor coupling. 10. 11. Check clean. Check crankcase breather. 12. Inspect air compressor for the oil level that is required. As required, replace air compressor oil at intervals recommended by the original equipment manufacturer as operating condition required. 13. Clean, inspect pressure relief valve with the leak of the damaged operating valve to check for the function with the verify the valves reseal properly. 14. Clean and replace filter with the dirt collectors and intake discharge line with the air brake system. Inspect remove filters, dirt collectors, evidence unusual contamination, oil, water, paint, rust, debris, and correct or report as required. Replace this dissonant element serve as the air drive with the recommended intervals. Renewing gaskets, O-rings as required. Check for proper operation of air dry system including heaters. Thermostat, drain valves, control valves is required with the original equipment. The verifying switch timing between multi-dry towers and drying towers. If equipped, recommended by the original equipment, the manufacturer. Inspect air compressor wiring, termination for security, deterioration, corrosion. Inspect motor portion of the air compressor intervals. Recommend the original equipment. As for operating conditions required with the APTA RP VIM 01002, electric motor periodic inspection maintenance. 18. Operate air compressor check with the proper direction when rotation is feasible. 19. Audibility check with an unusual noise of the muffler compressor housing, i.e. knocking, which might indicate the internal defect. Functional check air compressor, verify correct cut in, cut out pressure, verify air compressor integrity, performing rate of the rise, normal operating pressure for the proper operation, unloaded driving, drain valves, protected heat, and thermostat check with the proper operation, synchronizing circuits is equipped. Inspect drain valve with the heaters if equipped. R252 air reserve main supply and emergency. Inspect air reserve housing mountings for the damage for the crack with the corrosion dents along the outer surface. Inspect the air reservoir housing associated fitting for the evidence leak of the damage. Inspect mounting hardware such as bolts, nut, washer, retaining mechanism for the proper attachment. 4. Clean and replace the inlet filter is required. 5. Open reservoir drains. Remove the drain plugs. Remove all condensated and remove the drain valve with the normally closed portion of the reinstall torque. All drain plugs, if required, with the automatic drain valve there, and then verify proper operation. Perform a leak test in accordance with the original equipment, the manufacturer procedure recommended intervals. Alright, 253, air piping and housing. Inspect all housing and connection, evidence leak of the damage. Inspect air supply housing, piping and fittings such as union elbows and teeth for leak of the damage, crack, corrosion. Inspect L mounting hardware such as bolt nuts, washer retaining mechanisms for proper attachment. 4. Clean and replace filter for the dirt collectors. Inspect oil, operate all collector cutout valves. Check for the ease of use of the evidence of the leak of the damage lubricated as required. 2.6. Correct any deficiencies uncovered during inspection. Section 253 shall be corrected. The document in accordance with the established rail transit system procedure of the original equipment manufacturer recommendations. Related APTA standards, abbreviations, and acronyms, summary document history. And that was your air supply, air system, storage, periodic inspection, maintenance, testing.